Okay, so there's a couple of really important devices in this book that I wanted to ask you about. Let's start with the table of synapses. So this is how you kind of handle the book. I mean, this is one of the ways of interpreting the book. You find this and you go, oh, hang on, what's going on? And you start gradually decoding this. If you're pretty
if you're
willing,
if you're sufficiently obsessive to follow the author's thought processes.
Yeah.
But I thought, well, the idea of the encyclopedia or dictionary part of the novel is that the character is entering things in a notebook and indexing them so that he can recreate his trains of thought without being able to recreate them through memory. So put in a physical representation of a mind jumping from association to association, and each level of association brings up more, but given a notebook is finite, at a certain point there has to be a big crunch as well as the big bang, and so they focus back on a certain point.
So it just gets more and more and more complex, and then it simplifies again. So it's just
it goes from amnesia to amnesia, but it goes through
amnesia to amnesia. You have to understand that these cuttings are organised here according to alphabet. Amnesia starts with A.
Yeah.
So. And then the last cutting will obviously be Z, which will be Zeus. Yeah, there you go.
And Zeus is the father of Mesomony, who's the goddess of memory.
Yeah, right. But there's so many different characters and things in here that I can't cover them all.
Yes, it's the standard library though of the occultist mind, because it has all these themes that come up again and again, or as many as I could represent. So they're not. It's not meant to be a library of knowledge so much as a library of cultural spots that itch, and so we scratch them.
The other side of it, flip it over, and you've got all this automatic writing.
Yeah, well, I thought there were two ways to approach memory loss.
Well, there's two kinds of amnesia, aren't there?
Yeah, that's right.
Which one is automatic writing helping with?
Oh, well, the automatic writing is basically you're simply writing at random and hoping to find clues in what you've written. So you're sort of hooking in the unconscious mind. Yeah. Whereas the other one is a more conscious recreation of a mind. But of course, there's also the thing of having lost your memory, or having the memory but not being able to add to it. Those are the two things we put under the title amnesia.
So the automatic writing process, apart from being
automatic writing is when you've lost
your
your memory. The other one is when you can't form new memories.
Right. Yeah. So you're kind of looking for some lost particle, some key to unlock. Yeah.
It could be anything. Yeah. So those sections are underlined a lot because the person reading back through the automatic writing is trying to underline bits which seem possibly significant or to connect to other pieces of automatic writing. But automatic writing again seemed to me an interesting kind of writing, and one which is an attempt to tap into our cultural unconscious.
Right. Okay, there's many more things I could ask you about this book, and we'll have to leave it there. We haven't really talked about many of the details that are in there. They're really fascinating things. We'll leave people to find out for themselves. We won't get onto emo now because we've got to go and pick somebody up.
Yeah.
But I'd like to do that again and discuss that book to try to conclude all this.
Yes.
And emo very much is the culmination of the trilogy. It's obvious when you've read the other books that emo is in many ways really a satisfying conclusion. So we'll get to talking about that next.
Great.